Welcome, WolfTheWolfettes, to Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with any of the news about this game, what this game is about, Senua is a Celtic warrior, and she has an illness called Psychosis, which is, I suppose it's a little bit like schizophrenia, I guess. She hears a lot of voices in her head, and I think she hallucinates quite a bit as well, like sees random things and stuff. So yeah, throughout this game, you're going to be playing as Senua, and she's going to be hearing constant voices in her head. Now, if any of you guys have got any family members with schizophrenia, or you've read about the illness before, or psychosis, you will know that the voices you hear in your head are normally very evil, you know. It's very rare you'll get a nice voice in your head. They're always making you worry, making you panic, making you scared, because this game is pretty much an example of the real disease you can get in real life. So yeah, throughout this game, Senua's going to be hearing so many voices and stuff. Now, I've turned on the subtitles. God, my laptop just went crazy. I've turned on the subtitles. At the top of the screen in yellow, you're going to see Senua's voices in her head subtitles. And at the bottom of the screen in white, you're going to see the subtitles for Senua and all of the main characters in the game. So yeah, just in case you get a little bit confused, because sometimes these voices are right pain in the arse. They're giving me shit all the time when I'm trying to listen to like main characters and stuff. But yeah, let's get into this. Right, start new game. Now, there is a problem with this game, because if you die too many times in this game, it's permanent game over and you have to start all the way back at the beginning. I'm not sure if you could like cheat by using PlayStation Plus saves or anything like that, but I'm not going to do that anyway, because BwolfTheWolf doesn't like to cheat. Unless it's collectibles, then I love to cheat. I hate collectibles. But yeah, I think the story of this game is we are travelling into hell to rescue the soul of our lost lover. So I think that's the main objective of this game. Right.
Hello. Who are you? Doesn't matter. Welcome. You are safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close, so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. Dead. It's breathing. It's breathing. He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this?
They're watching.
Why doesn't she turn coming? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him. He's already dead. I can feel you coming. Quiet.
Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others. You hear them too, right? They've been around ever since the tragedy. Well, that's not quite true. Some are old, some are new, but they've changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Can you see them? Over there. Why isn't she looking? Why aren't you looking?
He's in hell high.
Look, up ahead.
In hell high.
You see it too?
You promised you came.
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call hell.
Turn back. Go back. Go back.
It's not safe.
Go back. Go back. Go back. Go
It's
back.
not safe.
It's them. They're here.
Can you see?
Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you.
They're watching.
Stop.
Can you feel them watching? They're watching her. They're watching her. You're so close to the darkness. Go back.
Can you feel it?
What is she thinking? I can tell you. She's afraid. Wouldn't you be? You'd think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it, turn away. But it's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
They can feel you.
You might think she's brave to go on this journey on her own, but it isn't bravery that drives her. Bravery only means something to those afraid of death. Senua's fear runs far, far deeper. What is she looking at? What is she leaving behind? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us. There's no going back.
You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
Okay. Finally. I didn't want to be in the intro because there's lots of talking, lots of little story bits and that, and I just wanted you guys to be able to hear. Now, when you start this game off right at the beginning, it recommends that you play this game with headphones. Now, I probably do agree because a lot of the audio in this game is pretty quiet if you listen to it through your TV speakers, or if you're playing on PC through your PC speakers. It's pretty quiet, so if you listen to it through the headphones, it's a lot more clearer, and also it's a bit more I don't know, atmospheric, you know, because you hear all the voices in your actual head and stuff. So it is pretty good. But yeah, obviously I'm not going to be using a headset and that, because I need to be able to hear what's going on in my room, so I know whether my video is going to be ruined by noise everywhere else in the world, like the people next to my house that are drilling at the moment. Right, now one thing I'll quickly say, I think the trophies in this game are pretty easy. I think there is only one missable trophy, if I'm correct. I might be wrong, but it's this one over here. These right here are lore stones, and they're going to tell you lore about the world we are in and stuff about the story. Now, there is a trophy for collecting all of these lore stones. So if you ever see one of these, just hold R2, focus on it, and you'll get a little bit of story.
To use her eyes.
Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell. and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hela's gate, but gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the River of Knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim.
Okay, so that's what our objective is going to be. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the story because I've only played a little bit of this game. I think I've just defeated the first boss. Now, as I was saying, you're going to learn about this later on in the game, but I'll tell you guys about it now because if you're thinking about playing this game, you might want to know this. I'm not sure how difficult or how intense this game is, but from what I've played so far, it can get a little bit intense, you know. There is a lot of dodging and stuff like that, and sometimes the camera angle can be a right pain in the arse. Sometimes I might back into the wall and get stuck there, and then enemies go to town on me, so that's something to watch out for. But there's going to be some sort of darkness that will take hold of Senua's arm. Now, every time you die, this darkness is going to spread up her arm, then up her neck and into her head. Now, if the darkness reaches her head, the journey ends and you have to restart the game as far as I know. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true and that actually does happen. I'm going to assume it does, but it could just be put there to make the game a little bit more creepy or something, you know. But yeah, I'm just warning you now, if you die too many times, there's a possibility that it will be game over. So I'm just letting you know now. It will tell you about it probably in the second video maybe. I'll tell you though, this game, it's an action game, but it feels like a horror game.
It's coming. Yearns for life. Hungers for it. Like a pack of wolves on a hunt. But she's not stopping.
What is going on? The trees are having a seizure. Look at them. They're going crazy. If that is the trees. I think that's the trees, ain't it? I mean, we're walking towards it, so I'm probably going to have my first death in a minute. No, okay. Right, now there is no tutorials in this game at all. So if you want to learn the buttons, make sure you pause the game and check the buttons out before you start having fights.
The land of mist and fog. The old fool was right. What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim. There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Her dear beloved, Dillian.
Yeah, Senua's lost partner, that this game is about, his name is Dylan. Now, I'm not sure, I might be wrong about this, because like I said, I've not done too much of this game, but I think the head that she's holding on her belt, that she was just looking at, I think that might be the head of her partner, Dylan, because his soul is being held in Helheim, which is hell. I think this might be like Norse mythology, or like a bit of Norse and a bit of Celtic, you know, a bit of the mixture of the both. And the leader, or I guess Hades, the version of Hades in the Norse mythology is Hela, and she's like some big... If you play World of Warcraft, you might know about her actually, because she's in that one at the moment, Legion. But yeah, we are heading off to hell because we want to save the soul of our dead lover, and that's what this journey is about. I'm not quite sure why she's got the whole psychosis thing. I don't know if that's just like something she's gotten because of the game, or if it's just the kind of person she is. It's just the same, she's got an illness or whatever. You can run, but I'm just going to have a nice little stroll because I do like walking along this beach. Actually, look at this. Look how beautiful this water looks. I mean, how it slides along the beach and rolls out. Look how realistic this looks. Look at that. Ready? That has got to be some of the greatest water or oceans I've seen in a video game. It's up there with Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 had some beautiful oceans, didn't it? I mean, look at that. I love how it just rolls back out. Proper... Especially... Oh, yeah, look at that. Especially with a light angle. That is lovely. That is bloody lovely. But yeah, there's going to be random encounters that are going to happen at very random times. It's not the kind of game where you're going to see enemies walking around and stuff, you know. So you're going to have to be on your toes at all times.
She forgets too. But she does.
That's the bridge to Helheim over there.
They cross it. That part wasn't so easy to forget. The old fool said there was a hidden path up to it. Let's see, shall we?
Okay, let's have a quick look at the buttons. Now, if you pause it, as you can see, you've got all your usual stuff. I've got combat difficulty on auto. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know what difficulty that puts it on. But you can pick easy, medium, or hard. I'm going to leave it on auto for now because I'm not 100% on the buttons yet. Maybe once I get used to the game, I'll just switch it to hard. I'm not sure what auto means though. But you got fast strike for square. Triangle is a heavy strike. Circle is like a push attack. Then you've got your blocking with R1, and she sort of slowly brings a sword around like that. So if you're planning on blocking, do it quite a bit in advance because it's not like instant whatcha. And then you've got evade, which is dodging. There's also a photo mode in this game, which is very good, you know. This is the kind of game which you can get some very nice photos, you know. Very atmospheric photos and stuff, you know. Because of the dark, sort of creepy tone this game has, you know. Whereas, like, Horizon Zero Dawn, when you use the photo mode in that game, it's all like sort of happy, sort of colourful looking pictures, ain't it? And this one's like more of an evil one. It's like an evil until an evil Horizon Zero Dawn. I like the main character though. She's got an adorable face, isn't she? Very cute. Right, let's get up these stairs. Let's start making a bit of progress. Now, don't forget those subtitles at the top. Those are the voices in my head. They can actually be pretty useful if you pay attention to the voices in this game in Senua's head. Sometimes when you're fighting enemies, if you're fighting one and there's one behind you and he's about to smack you, they will shout things like "look out behind you" and stuff. So the voices actually do help you out sometimes. They're not always just giving you negative attitude. Oh dear. Could you imagine having the illness though? Having like something like psychosis or schizophrenia or something like that. Could you imagine having it though? I mean, not only is it just horrible to have, you'd never get any peace and quiet ever. Like, you're trying to sleep at night and you've got all these arseholes like giving you grief in your head. Could you imagine? It'd be a pain in the arse.
Shouldn't have done it. She can't go back now.
No, this is it. The hidden path.
Not very hidden. I mean, there was a ladder leading here. It's not very hidden to me. But I'm going to be recording 3 videos today, so for the next 3 videos I probably won't 100% know what's going on, but then after this I'm going to go and play it on my own some more. So when I come back for episode 4 I'll probably know a lot more what's going on. You'll notice that a lot in my playthroughs. I start off not really knowing too much what's going on, and then by the end of the game I probably know everything because I've already platinumed it. So yeah. Ah, right, this will probably be the perfect place to leave it, because I think I've been recording for about 20 minutes. So yeah, thanks for watching, BwolfTheWolf. Sorry if not much has happened in this video. It was a pretty long intro at the beginning of the game, so yeah, I didn't really get a chance to do much. But the next video, there's going to be some combat. We're going to start learning how some of the puzzles work in this game, and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for watching, BwolfTheWolf. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Sorry we didn't get much done. Like, share, and join the pack today. Oh!